Welcome back, squad, to another video on cryptocurrencies. And today we're going to talk about IBM and its blockchain payment network on Stellar. Now, this is pretty awesome because IBM doesn't really get involved into things and publicly announce it unless they've done a ton of research into the subject, the field. And it's very clear that they've done that. So let's dive into the details.
Holy shit, boys! You did 70% on a trade. Woo!
Yeah, can't skip the intros now, can you? Here we go. So first off, we're going to dive into the IBM Blockchain WorldWire website. This is the best place to start. So let's clear and settle cross-border payments in seconds, not days. So they're, of course, referring to the SWIFT network. Now, the SWIFT network has very recently launched a GPI network update, and a lot of banks and countries are starting to get involved in that. But the thing is it's an improvement on SWIFT itself. It doesn't directly compete with the speed that things like Ripple or Stellar or IBM WorldWire are bringing to the table. Like it doesn't even come close. Like, I've done the research, watched the videos, seen the numbers, and they're talking about, best case scenario, we'll have everything confirmed for you in 30 minutes. Right? Whereas, IBM WorldWire is talking, oh yeah, we'll have it done in seconds, real time. Like, here's the interface, transfer the money, boom, done, settled. And how can you compete with that? You can't compete with that. So I don't know where Swift GPI is going to be going, but maybe I'll make another video in the future which will compare these different technologies together, and we'll toss some numbers up there and you guys will see the difference. That would be, I think, a pretty awesome video. Anyways, let's get into the specifics. So, 72 countries, 47 currencies, 44 banking endpoints, and more than 1,081 unique currency trading pairs. IBM Blockchain WorldWire is here. Redefine access to money for people and businesses around the world. Now, how exactly does this work? Okay, I've watched videos, read up on it all, and it basically comes down to this. There are two banks, now Bank A and Bank B. Now, Bank A takes $300,000 and turns it into a stable coin on the IBM blockchain WorldWire. Then it transfers those stable coins over to Bank B. Bank B sells those stable coins, right? And this is an automatic function on the WorldWire blockchain. Now, all of a sudden, they have the funds, they're good to go, they sold their stable coins, and they have the $300,000, and that's it. Now, the beauty of this is that happens almost instantaneously, and on top of that, they've already had talks about integrating that into the existing interfaces for banks. So if you bank with RBC, if you bank with JP Morgan or whatever it is out there, all the banks, right? It's already integrated into their interface. And as far as adoption goes, to have that already done and settled, that's amazing, because that handles a lot of things right off the bat, and this can all happen in the back end. None of this has to be seen in the front end. Now let's get into the benefits. Faster payment processing, simultaneous clearing and settlement, reduced time to dispute resolution and reconciliation, eliminates multiple parties processing transactions. Currently, that's exactly what is out there. Now, before this GPI update for SWIFT network, what's been happening is banks transfer money from Bank A to Bank B. They don't even know how much it's going to cost, because the banks in between the transactions charge different fees, and it varies. So Bank A doesn't even know how much it's going to cost to send money to Bank B. All right, now, and that's been functioning. Like, they've been okay with that. So on top of that, we get lower costs, reduced capital requirements for cross-border transactions, lower clearing costs, reduced time and cost to connect new markets to capital flows, increased efficiency, one exchange fee. between all currencies. So if there's 200 currencies, there's one exchange fee, and it could be like 0.025%, right? Versus right now, I think it's like in between $25 and $30 for a Swift transaction. Like, it's insane. And on top of that, you get end-to-end transparency. It's only going from A to B. That's it. There's no intermediary banks, right? You have the IBM WorldWire blockchain, and that's it, you know? So that's sweet and much more. So simplified configuration, ready solution integrates with any system, support payments of any size to destinations around the world in a variety of asset types, security-rich network with robust access controls. So if they design it properly, then they also have the security of these transactions, and they have the ledger functionality, right? So there's just so many benefits, and everybody's been talking about this and been saying, why haven't we done this already? You know? But the thing is like, it's easier for the common person to adopt this technology versus the banks. The banks are going to take 20, 30 years, you know, on top of everything else, because they need to study and moving things around and getting a proof of concept, and all of these things take a ridiculous amount of time. And so that's what they've been focusing on. But the main thing that they've realized is, with annual growth expected to average 7%, the payments industry is expected to be a $2 trillion industry by 2020. So they realize there's a lot of money on the table. If they get their act together and push this out, they will make a lot of money. And IBM has recognized that. They've been involved. They've been moving. And I'll tell you right now, I saw one of their documents, and I'm going to show you it shortly. It is a ridiculous flexing document. They really went all out on this one. Clearing and settling payments of cross-border payments in seconds, not days. All right, we know that. How IBM WorldWire transforms cross-border payments using IBM technology and the Stellar protocol. IBM Blockchain WorldWire provides shared distributed ledgers for atomic payment clearing and settlement in near real time. So this is literally how it works. It goes from A to B, and they just transfer stable coins around and then liquidate them on the WorldWire blockchain. So now here are the flexing figures I referred to, all right? So the worldwide opportunity and why the world trusts IBM. $2 trillion value of the payments industry by 2020, averaging 7% growth annually. 775,000 transactions happen per second per billion of population. And I think we have like 7 billion of population right there. So if you do the math, that's pretty insane. 97% of the world's largest banks are IBM clients. Now, that is a ridiculous percentage. So integrating with those banks, if you already have a partnership with them, is all of a sudden not really that difficult. 90% of global credit card transactions are processed on IBM mainframes. So again, you already have a partnership. You already have your equipment in there, and everything has been working. If your service has been fantastic, then it's going to be easy enough to offer another service to the banks, because you've already gained their trust with your previous service that you offered, right? So I see a lot of good coming out of this. There's been article after article breaking this down, going through it, talking about the price movements. You can see it here. There's this major pump here, and there's another article right here on it. I'll have all the links to this in the description of the video. But the point is, guys, when you break it down and you look at IBM, they are basically this superpower when it comes to computing, right? They've put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of research into this. And if you look at their video here, their IBM Blockchain WorldWire, how it works, it only has 10,000 views. Like, it doesn't have that many, right? And personally, I put this on the website because I feel like it was poor design, because if you try to find the link for that video, it's literally right here. Like, it's not easy to find. I had to really look for it. It doesn't like catch your eye as soon as you jump on the website. So I think that has something to do with it. But anyways, this is an interesting video as well. And the interesting thing is that it came out October 19th of 2018. So this has been news for a while, and these guys are just going off about it. But the point is that they're making progress on it. They've put the time into it, and it makes sense. So this is definitely something to keep your eyes on and see how this develops. If you don't have Stellar now, maybe consider purchasing some, because this is a big deal. IBM has jumped in. Now, the next question I have is who's jumping in next? If IBM's already in the game and they already have their proof of concept out and their docs are released, who's next? Right? So, with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And if you would like me to make a video on IBM WorldWire, Ripple Network versus something like Swift and the GPI update that they're integrating, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to do something like that. I think it would be really interesting to see what the figures look like. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the content, please leave a like, a subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And as always, stay regular.